Good morning. I just got back from my little morning walk to get my decaf iced mocha, so I'm finishing this off. Then I've also been finishing off the last few bites. I've had like 4 bites of this so far, of this raw vegan caramel crazed random desserty thing that I got the other day. It's really good. I like it. Since I have basically reached my aesthetic goals, finished my reverse diet, I have stopped tracking macros because there's really no point in tracking macros since I was tracking them to reach those goals. I have reached the goals. My current goals do not require macro tracking, and so I've decided to switch to intuitive eating. And as I've been getting back into intuitive eating, I started to become aware that I was doing like specific things to kind of reinforce the intuitiveness of my eating to really get me out of the habit of thinking about macros and calories. And so I wanted to kind of share those things with you guys today so that if any of you are making the transition, maybe this will help. I have a whole video that walked you through step by step how to learn how to eat intuitively. If you've just been like tracking for years, you're scared to like let go of the numbers, that video is probably a little bit better for you. I will leave a link to that down in the description box below. I personally have switched back and forth between eating intuitively and tracking macros many a time over the last few years, and so I feel like I have a really good handle on both, not only how to execute it but also my relationship with both. Like I feel really balanced no matter what I'm doing. But I do think the transition between the two does usually require a little bit of time to kind of just break some mental habits that you form when eating either particular way for an extended period of time. So today, the game plan is to walk you through my full day of eating and kind of talk you through how I'm approaching making that transition, breaking some mental habits when it comes to tracking, and just making sure that I'm getting back into like 100% true, full, intuitive eating. Look at how cute she is. For breakfast, I think I have what is one of my most beautiful creations that I've made in a very long time. A beautiful, delicious breakfast sandwich. We got avocado, scrambled eggs with cheese in it, Canadian bacon, lettuce, sprouts, some cashew cheese, regular cheddar cheese, and some red pepper flakes. And then a whole peach on the side because it's summer and fresh fruit just sounds amazing right now. And the secret, this is the most important part. The bread is gluten-free bread from Canyon Bakehouse, in case anyone's curious, but I toasted it and then I grilled it on a cast iron pan in bacon fat. So the whole sandwich just tastes like bacon. This tastes like how I want to live my life. So thing number one that I'm doing as I'm getting back into intuitive eating, I'm saying getting back into intuitive eating. I just stopped counting macros and just switched. I'm not like slowly transitioning or anything. I'm settling back in to intuitive eating. One of the key things that I'm doing to really help this transition is eat different foods that I wasn't eating a lot of while I was tracking. And this is gonna prevent me from being able to mentally do the math of knowing how much I'm eating. Not that like I would be actively trying to calculate how many calories I'm eating, it's just like for some foods, I just know how much it is, and so that number is like already in my brain. So when I was tracking, I ate a lot of Chipotle. I know the macros of my go-to Chipotle order. I ate a lot of eggs, a lot of chicken, a lot of smoothies with like consistently the same ingredients. I also ate a lot of things that were just easier to track, so I generally kept my meals a little bit more simple. And so now I'm adding a lot of things that I might not have added before because I would have been too lazy to track it, like sauces, just sprinkles, dashes of things like hemp seeds or sesame seeds or a sprinkling of cheese on my sandwich. I'm also eating like a wider range of meals and focusing on creativity in the kitchen rather than consistency. So like this sandwich, for example, I don't remember the last time I made a sandwich. I don't eat a lot of bread, not because I don't like bread. I definitely love a good sandwich. Like I'm very, very happy with this. I just have other things that I like more that I tend to eat more of. But like as a whole, this is a food that I did not really eat while I was tracking, and so now I have literally no idea how many calories are in this. I got a different kind of bacon to put on this, so I have no idea how many calories are in that. I just threw on some avocado and some cashew cheese, no idea how much. Didn't measure, didn't weigh, didn't track. Also, grilling my bread and cooking my eggs in bacon fat is not something that I would have done while I'm tracking, just because
it's annoying to have to measure out the fat. Like, I might as well just toast it, make it toasty. It's gonna taste basically the same, and I don't have to put in as much effort. But effort also tastes good, so today I put in the effort. And then the peach on the side. I haven't consistently eaten a lot of fruit in a while just because I don't really crave fruit unless it's summer. Like, when it starts getting hot outside, then I start craving more fruit. It's finally getting hot here, so adding in more fruit. No idea how many calories are in a peach. It's so good. Oh my god. I think I'm about to go through a peach phase. So I am getting ready to head off to the gym. I think I told you guys I was starting kind of a new like workout programming style, new style of workout, and I wrote myself a new workout program. I think I'll go over that in a different video because that's not super relevant to the topic of transitioning to intuitive eating. But basically, my workouts are a little bit different. I'm really excited about them. I'm super stoked to be in this phase of my training. I've been looking forward to it a while. But anyway, the next thing that I'm doing as I'm settling in to intuitive eating again is really making an extra effort to pay attention to any cravings that I have. I don't often get like cravings. I often feel myself like leaning more towards certain foods or other foods at different times. Like, I can tell when I want more protein. I can tell when my body wants more vegetables. But when I get like a craving, like I really want like a brownie, or I really want a pizza, or I really want something that I know is not like necessary for my body. Like, my body is never going to need a pizza. It's never going to need a brownie. It's asking for something that those things like have, but nutritional value and are not things that we would have been eating as we were evolving as humans. I know that my body is not actually asking for that. And so something that I have been paying attention to is like, if I get one of those cravings, which again, does not happen very often, especially because I reverse dieted, like I'm eating as much as I basically physically can. Since I am at that point, I know that if I get one of those cravings, like it's my body strongly trying to tell me something. And so I've been trying to make sure that I like really listen to that and kind of hear what my body is telling me. And that's not to say I don't eat the things that I crave. Like, if I crave a pizza, I'll usually eat a pizza, but I'll make sure to really check in with myself and be like, okay, why might my body be wanting something like this? And then I'll do the math in my head and see what my body might actually be asking for, and then make sure that I also give it that as well. So I don't get a lot of food cravings very often, but I do often crave kombucha. And I know that when I crave kombucha, I'm just thirsty, just dehydrated. I struggle with drinking water, especially when it's getting hot outside, because like during the winter, I'll just drink endless amounts of tea. But when it's hot outside, I don't want hot tea, so I just don't drink as much. So one of the ways I have been combating my inability to just drink enough water is making sure I'm having more like fun drinks that taste good, that are also just very hydrated. Like, it's water, but I add things so that I'm excited about it, so that I drink it. And so I just made myself a little Organifi green juice, which is freaking delicious. Usually I hate drinking anything green, like green juices, green smoothies. Like, I'd rather just eat a salad. I don't want to drink my greens because it just tastes like dirt and grass clippings, and it's just nasty. This does not taste like that. This actually tastes really good. This is the green juice and apple crisp flavor, which tastes vaguely like apples and just delicious. Their original one was a little bit mintier, which I also freaking love. Just a really helpful way for me to get in my hydration and also get in a lot of like just micronutrients, because I told you guys, I think in my last video, that dietarily I am now prioritizing nutrient density in my diet. Like, that is kind of my main focus and what is exciting me about my personal nutrition right now. So this blend in particular contains moringa, which is often called nature's multivitamin. It is packed full of nutrients, minerals, antioxidants, it's anti-inflammatory, it can help balance hormones, it supports digestive health, all that good stuff. It also has a clinical dose of ashwagandha, so it's not just pixie dusted in like it is in most supplements. They're like, oh yeah, it contains ashwagandha. It's like, it actually contains like the tiniest sprinkle of ashwagandha just so that they can say that it does. This actually has like a clinical dose of ashwagandha, and if you guys know me, you know that ashwagandha is one of my absolute favorite adaptogens. It's really good at balancing cortisol, which is the stress hormone, which if your cortisol is out of whack can just have so many downstream negative effects. It also has chlorella, which is an algae that's super nutrient rich, high in vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. And chlorella is high in chlorophyll specifically, which supports your liver, it supports your immune system, it improves your energy. And then this also has spirulina, beets, turmeric, mint, wheatgrass, lemon, and coconut water. So like just so much good stuff is packed into this little powder. So if you've been looking for a good green juice, a nice refreshing beverage to have on a hot summer's day that's also packed full of nutrients, really high quality ingredients, and tastes good, that's the key part. This is 100% by far the best tasting green juice on the planet. Can confirm. But if you're looking for all that, I highly recommend checking out Organifi's green juice. If you do want to check it out, you can go to Organifi.com/fitandnerdy and use the code fitandnerdy to get yourself 20% off of any Organifi products. Big thank you to Organifi for sponsoring this video. As you guys may know, or maybe not, I have been using Organifi for years. If you go back on my channel, you will see me getting their protein powder, I think like kind of when it first came out. Maybe that was just when I first heard of them. It was a while ago. I've been using their stuff forever and I absolutely love it. And I decided to partner with them because I really love what they stand for when it comes to quality of ingredients that they use. Every blend that they have is science-backed to craft the most effective doses with ingredients that are organic and free of fillers, which I absolutely love. And they make sure things are glyphosate-free wherever possible, which is just like huge, because glyphosate can cause so many issues in the body and like no one talks about it. So most companies don't care. They'll just go with the cheaper version that's covered in glyphosate residue. It's gonna wreak havoc on your immune system and all sorts of other things. But no, Organifi, make sure things are glyphosate free. So that's like the biggest thing for me, but also everything that they have just tastes so good. Like the green juice is amazing. They have a glow powder, which is a collagen, like beauty support powder. Their protein powder is phenomenal. So I definitely recommend checking out all the stuff that they have. But again, you can go to Organifi.com/fitandnerdy, use the code fitandnerdy to get yourself 20% off. I'm going to finish this because #hydration, and then I'm gonna head off to the gym and meet you back here for my next tip for switching to intuitive eating from macro tracking. Workout accomplished. Something that I realized that I'm actually doing in this transition to eating intuitively that wasn't on my original list that I was gonna talk about is I've completely changed my training style and frequency and intensity. I'm definitely training with less intensity than I was before, as in like I'm probably burning fewer calories with my current workouts. It's a lot more like yoga, mobility stuff, like just low-key kind of movie flowy kind of stuff rather than like lifting heavy. I'm still lifting a little bit, but not nearly as much. And so I'm probably burning a lot fewer calories. And so I don't know what my new maintenance is given my new workout routine. And so I don't even have a number that I could aim for even if I were tracking. And I think that's really helpful in kind of forcing myself to listen to my body more and eat super intuitively, because I can't be like, oh, I was eating less when I was tracking, therefore I should be eating less, or I was eating more, therefore I should be eating more. Like I don't even know how much I should be eating. All I have to rely on is my body, so I'm doing that. So I'm trying to eat dinner in like an hour or two, but since I just did a workout, I'm a little bit hungry. My body's craving some protein. I'm a little thirsty, so I'm having a kombucha, and then I literally just took some sliced up turkey and rolled it into a siete almond flour tortilla. It's my new like super quick go-to snack, because these tortillas are freaking amazing. I don't know what they do, but like they're really good, and so just wrapping up turkey and heating it up is yummy.
Want to say hi to the internet? No, you want to eat my hand. Okay.
Dinner is burgers. I recognized that I had a sandwich for breakfast, and I'm essentially having glorified sandwiches for dinner. Today's just a sandwich day. It's what I felt like eating, so it's what I'm eating. A little side of sweet potato fries and roasted broccolini. Perfect. Really quickly before I dive into this, literally look at it. I'm so excited to eat it. But really quickly before I shove my face into this plate, 2 more things that I have been doing to settle into intuitive eating. One is not weighing or measuring anything. And it seems pretty obvious because if you're intuitively eating, you shouldn't need to measure anything. But I'm talking even in the context of like when I make my chocolate frosty smoothie bowl, I like instead of using like a level tablespoon of cacao powder, I will intentionally make sure it's either a heaping tablespoon or like less than a tablespoon so that in my brain, I'm not thinking, okay, like precisely 4 tablespoons. Like I'm making sure that I'm being intentionally imprecise so I can get out of the headspace of reinforcing precision and consistency. Also with my chocolate frosty smoothie bowl, I prep the base in like cubes, like an ice tray cube, and when I was weighing and tracking everything, I was using exactly half of the tray for the smoothie base. And so now I'm making sure to use like a little bit less or a little bit more depending on how hungry I am. It does throw off my ratios a little bit sometimes with like the protein powder and the other stuff, so I am kind of measuring things for the sake of following the recipe so that it tastes good, but I'm making sure that I'm not like trying to specifically hit like specific numbers of things or like specific grams of anything. I am still measuring like grains to cook, like rice and lentils and quinoa, because I need to be able to put the right amount of water in when I'm cooking, but when I scoop it out, I intentionally make sure that I don't take like exactly half or exactly a quarter so that I literally have no idea how much I'm eating. Like the goal is just to not know so that I can't think about it, to just break any of those mental habits that I might have. And then the other thing is I'm not reading nutrition labels, at least like the macros, calories, etc. on nutritional labels, because they're irrelevant at this point. And I'm kind of staying away from foods where I know the macros by heart, like my go-to Chipotle order. To be fair, I'm pretty sure that's 60 calories. Yeah, I didn't know how many carbs it was though, so that's fine. But like in general, I'm making sure my brain is completely switched off from the numbers, not thinking about that, not focusing on that, just like really just changing the track of my brain. And I do want to quickly emphasize before I eat this dinner, which I really should do because it's getting cold, my relationship with tracking is really good. Like being precise, being consistent does not make me feel restricted in any way. Even if I am trying to eat in a calorie deficit, like it just feels like a tool in my tool belt. So it's not like I have to have this huge mental shift like away from like, I'm not scared of like letting go of the numbers or anything like that. I just want to clarify because I think some of the ways that I've phrased some things in this video, like for someone who has a not so great relationship with tracking, you might hear that and go, oh my God, that's so horrible. Like good thing she's transitioning to intuitive eating. But I just want to make it clear that like, I'm really happy doing both. I'm really balanced doing both. I like being able to transition between both and use either as a tool for whatever my goals are. I think the ultimate goal is to be able to have a good enough relationship with both where you can just switch depending on what your goals are and use whatever is most efficient and effective and helpful for you at the time. So that said, I'm gonna go eat my burgers and potentially attempt to watch the series finale, Peaky Blinders.
For dessert, I'm having a big bowl of ice cream. I got some Rocky Road and mint chocolate chip, which is, in my opinion, the best combo. This is obviously not intuitive eating, at least by Marissa's definition of intuitive eating, not like intuitive eating TM for eating disorder recovery. I'm talking about just like intuitive eating. Eating when you're hungry, what you're hungry for. My body does not need ice cream, but my brain wants ice cream, so I'm having some ice cream. As you might know, I'm usually a chocolate or brownie kind of girl for dessert, but I actually had ice cream in the freezer today, and when I have ice cream in the freezer, I want the ice cream that's in the freezer. So we're doing this, and then this will probably be the last thing that I eat tonight. Just gonna drink some actual water to get hydrated, and that will be it. So I ended up having another like 2 scoops of the Rocky Road ice cream because it's good. And I wanted more, so I did. Now I'm drinking some real water. Look at me go. I'm proud of myself. Before I sign off and start getting ready for bed, I wanted to give you a quick reminder that today is the last day to register for Reverse Dieting 101. I do not know if or when I will be reopening the course. It will depend on how the first class goes. I would love to reopen it again in the future. I just don't want to make any guarantees because I don't know. But pro tip for those of you who are thinking about it, I do plan on coming out with a follow-up course to the reverse dieting course, which is a healthy fat loss course. So once you go through the reverse dieting course and your metabolism is set up, it's firing, it's turning you into a fat burning machine, then you can do the fat loss course and lose all the fat that you want to lose and then be free of dieting forever, and it will be amazing. I am tentatively, very tentatively releasing that in January, but if that happens, that will be very, very good timing for those of you who are in this first round of Reverse Dieting 101, because that'll give you 6 months to like speed up your metabolism, really settle into a higher metabolic rate, just be at a super, super, super strong foundation
foundation baseline from which to cut, and then you can go into the fat loss course, learn how to lose fat in a healthy way to actually like keep it off long term, and then you'll be set up for life and it will be amazing. So basically, if you want to be in a great position to reverse diet and then lose all the fat, signing up for this round of Reverse Dieting 101 will like be perfect timing. As always, do let me know if you have any questions about the course. Happy to answer any questions that you have. Happy to let you know if I think reverse dieting is right for you. Like, I don't want you investing in this course if you're not gonna get what you wanna get out of it. Like, that would be pointless for both of us. Like, I only want people in this course that are really genuinely going to benefit from reverse diet. I promise I'm not just gonna try to sell you on it. So like, if you have any questions about whether or not it's right for you, feel free to shoot me a message. For more information and to register, you can go to reversedieting101.com. I will leave a link to that down in the description box below. But yeah, registration closes tonight at midnight PST. So like, if you want to get in, now's your last chance. And with that said, I think it is time for me to shower, get ready for bed. So I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I hope you guys liked it. I hope that my food gave you some good food inspo. I feel like today was a very good food day. Like, my food was just yummy. It was also different from what I normally eat. So hopefully I gave you some new inspiration if you were looking for any. Hopefully my tips for transitioning to intuitive eating were helpful. Again, if you do want to learn how to intuitive eat, like coming from a place of tracking, I have a whole video like step-by-step on that. Do make sure you go check out Organifi, get your hands on a little green juice, Fit and Nerdy, to get you 20% off. If you liked this video, please give a big thumbs up. It really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. If you want to see more content from me all about health and fitness, you can check it out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye!